Okay. Howdy, folks. We got some... Taking a break this time from Zenla's Zone Zero to get back into Monster Hunter Wilds. I also have another game I'm interested in playing, but I'm kind of saving that until my throat finally clears completely up. Apparently, we also have Stellar Blade DLC coming out next month, so I'm looking forward to that. But for now, I kind of want to get back into here because that new version of Railgun showed up, and I want to have a go at it. Before I do, enter symbol 1. I need 2 of those and another sinister cloth. So I don't think I ever upgraded my armor, so I'm gonna do that. If I can do that. I won't do it. Fuck it. So, yeah, I haven't streamed this in a while. The last thing I did was Zoshia, which I liked for the most part, even if it gets a little too spammy with the super attacks later. Don't have any vow. Wait a minute. Nothing. Nope.
Okay, see you later.
You won't want to miss out on this. Yes. Would you like to trade something?
Anyway, so yeah, no Elder Dragons, which means they gotta think up of other ways to jack up the existing monsters. Which on one hand, I get it. I don't mind that they wanted to focus on other monster types, ones that don't necessarily fit the Elder Dragon label, but could potentially fit into being, at the very least, Devil Joe level. But I do have to say the presence and existence of Elder Dragons is certainly missed in this game. Especially when the only one that is sort of there is a giant artificial vat-grown clone. So, Arch-Tempered Railgun, apparently he expires sometime next week. And the whole springtime festival ends in 2 days. Which, whatever. I got as much of the armor stuff that I want anyway, and I still have, and it's not like it's not going to come back. It is. They brought a lot of the spring stuff back to you when other seasonal stuff happened. So it's not like it's going to be gone permanently, unless it's something stupid like the Assassin's Creed or Monster Hunter movie shit, which... Did anyone even bother with the Monster Hunter movie tie-in content for World? The fact that that was the last actual thing they put out for that game was just insulting. Anyway, so Raidao, not the most difficult fight but he is a fun fight. So let's see how Arch-Tempered stacks up, and hopefully
Sure, you're prepared.
it's fun challenge and not bullshit like most of the Arch-Tempereds in World were. Okay, so what do I want? Cancel quest. I need to see. Is it capturable or is it kill only? Okay, so it is capturable.
Make sure you're prepared.
If it wasn't, it would have said slay. They've always made a big deal of saying slay so-and-so monster if it had to be killed specifically. I don't want to see the disgusting bean pizza. Go away. I'm only picked it for specific buffs, not because I want to look at it. If I want to look at any of them, I would prefer it to be the Azuz one, because at least that one looks delectable. What with the alligator salamander meat, the shellfish. And other stuff that was on there. And since Raidao's weak primarily to water or frost, I looked at which weapons I want to level up, and my most powerful, already fully leveled up ones were my Jindahad Great Sword, as well as Dual Blades, which I recently upgraded also. So I'll do it. So I'm probably just gonna hunt this thing once and make that be it, because not much to do after that. Oh, it's the ghillie mantle. Excuse me. Nah, if I start the SOS, they're gonna immediately start fighting the monster before I even show up. So Shut up about the field pouch, Alma. I get it. There he is.
Time to finish that request.
Okay. And he's right under...
Let's see what you got.
Now I'm satisfied. Yeah.
This look bad to you?
Yes. Want to get the tail, break his head. Damn it.
No excuse to offer. Question over battle track.
Damn it. Well, at least I got insurance. Is there an option to tell Alma to shut up about the pouches because it's so freaking annoying at this point? It's like having a tutorial message that never goes away. Is it me, or does Raid Owl's flying sound effects sound like an old UFO sound? Like something out of the old Godzilla films. Then again, he is clearly based on King Ghidorah, to an extent. Ow.
Incoming! Dodge!
Does this look bad to you?
Hit it with everything!
Damn it. That was my fault.
Time for a few quick reps.
Okay, trap. Do your thing.
How are you holding up? This weather is unrelenting. We'll just have to tough it out. I placed a trap! The lightning is going down.
Hang in there!
I placed a trap! Put me down that easy.
Does he even have any wounds? It's like, no matter how many times I hit him, nothing happens. I clearly hit his head. I don't know why it didn't work. Well, his head's broken. Now it's for his tail. That's what I really want to break. Any branches anywhere? So we didn't get his tail, but he's about to die anyway, so whatever. That the tail. I doubt that'll work, but... That'll do it. If I can get away with just capturing them, capture them, I will. Couldn't do that with the Arch-Tempered Elders in the last game. Radar, Gamma, Y, S, S, and more S. Not even a Y in the target rewards. Just regular rewards. Why do they glow like that? Like the... I guess it's a bonus from an active skill, Lucky Meal. Makes sense, I guess. I was never really too fond of Raidow's armor set. So I don't know if I'll really go for the Gamma, to be honest. Because there were Gamma sets that showed up in World where I was like, eh. Like, I didn't really care for them all that much. Like, Arch-Tempered Nergigante and Val Hazak, perfectly fine with. I liked Val and Nergi well enough, and I loved their armors very much. Everything else from Arch Kushala to Arch Teostra, just no. Hell no. I didn't care for them. And I certainly didn't care for their armor sets even back then either. Same quandary, honestly, with Radow. I'm kind of like, with his armor.
Would you like to trade something?
Like, it doesn't really do anything for me. At least, aesthetically. Like, I don't know. I tried to like it, but no matter how many times I looked at it, it just didn't look cool to me personally. Like, the only other armor I can think of with that similar, with that whole gold vibe is Kulf Taroth's armor. I loved Kulf Taroth's armor. Unfortunately, if they ever bring Kulf Taroth back, we're only going to be stuck with one version of her armor. Because I liked the curly, straight-up pointing horns of the beta as opposed to the alpha. And since Wilds made the retarded decision to go with just the copy and pasting of the beta armors, making the alpha and beta system utterly worthless anyway, it's like, okay, you took away half the reason for me to be excited anyway if she were to come back. I'm not happy.
Yeah.
But that's hypotheticals. We don't know if Cove will ever come back. I mean, she did in stories, but
Of course. Come back.
honestly, her quest in stories too was dog shit too. It was bad enough trying to keep her from running away, and just her from running away. Then in stories too, they added 2 other monsters they want you to hunt as part of the mission. Even though Cove Terroff is still running on the very exact same problem of time management. So it's like, okay, you want me to beat Cove in so and so minutes. Can't really do that when you're bullshitting me into fighting other monsters instead. So yeah, it just seems that no matter how many times they brought back Cove Terroff, 2 times mind you, but still, they could not help themselves with adding extraneous bullshit. Anyway,
How can I serve?
would it be too much to hope that there's a Raidal Greatsword now? Of course not. Because why wouldn't we want to add weapons to every major monster in the fucking game, Capcom? Ugh. Yeah, I'm still cranky about that too. I don't know. It just seems to me like, as much as I like some of the new areas and new maps, it's just the reward for wanting to fight anything in Wilds is just, it's not the same. Like, World just did it better, other than the whole copy-paste weapon problem. Yeah, that was still stupid, and if I could wave a magic wand and go back in time and fix that, I damn well would. But, I don't know, it just seems like they just didn't even try. It's like, they refuse to do one thing on another game, then they choose to fail on another thing in a separate game, so it's just like, you can't win. Well, no different weapons. Oh well. One can only hope for so much, I suppose. Okay, so the Gamma's likely going to be paired up next to the regular. Okay, there's the Raidal Beta. Where's the Raidal Alpha, Gamma? Oh, there it is. I mean, I guess I like the horns, but I'm not a fan of those tassels on the ends of the face. I mean, I guess I could unlock it. Save myself the pain and the trouble of waiting. Don't care for the songstress. The very, very weirdly eyes closed songstress. I mean, it's okay. It just doesn't speak to me is all.
hammer is yours anytime.
Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Get out of this nonsense.
Wow, we sure got here fast.
We wait. Oh. Anything you like. How about ya?
Nope, he has not redone his inventory.
All right. You see any?
Well, yeah, Arch-Tempered Raydal, yeah, he's hard. He's definitely harder, but it's more due to the fact that he not only spams his railgun more, but he also has those electric bombs that he causes from his tail and his wingtips from touching the ground with him. So, it's okay. Not too hard, but not easy either. It's like, it's as good of a middle ground fight as one can get. Not as obnoxious as I feared, but then again, I did bring help with me, so not much that I can say further than that. How long is it? 30, 40, it's been 43 minutes. Well, honestly, I don't think there's really all that much to demonstrate with Arch-Tempered Raydal. So, yeah, there really isn't. I mean, it's just Raydal with extra steps. Well, I'm basically done, so I'm probably going to do some off-screen questing and then take a break and come back to do more Zenless, because some other stuff has turned up in that game. So that's basically it. That's Arch-Tempered Raydal. Not much else to say about him, really. It's just Raydal with extra steps. And thankfully, well, I don't know if I'd say anything else relating to possible BS, because after all, I brought helpers with me because I was too lazy to do it by myself, and I didn't want to do it by myself. So call it the cheapskate method if you wish, but yeah, call it the cheapskate method if you wish, but that's basically it, really. I did what I wanted with them anyway, with breaking the head and the tail and seeing what you get out of them. Will I grind him off screen for parts of that armor set? Maybe. I mean, he's going to come back anyway regardless at some point with I would imagine in other seasonal special events, because I'm pretty sure they did that with the other Arch-Tempered, so yeah. Lemonade says is how you play Monster Hunter? Yes. Haven't played the series in years. Is Wild's any good? It's good, but it does have a lot of, in my opinion, personal gripes, of which I have itemized many times in my playthrough already.
You know where to find me.
Like World, I think World had its issues, but I personally thought it was like a nice, balanced game. Well, balanced in a matter of speaking, anyway. I only ever got tired of it when it came to some of the update bonus monsters they added that relied way too heavily on big shit, go boom, kill you immediately kind of stuff. But I liked the armor variety the most. That's what kept me going back to World. Rise on the Switch was also okay. I liked the more arcadey combat of it, but I hated how they basically just removed all of the actual hunting parts of it, where you already know where the monster is immediately. As for Wilds, I like the whole customizable mount. I like most of the new monsters they've added. And I like that your character can talk. And the Palico is certainly has more character than ever. But just to fill you in on where the game utterly has me miffed, Lemonade, since I don't know if doesn't sound like you've seen me play the game any further. They basically did away with the differentiation of the alpha and beta sets from World and every other game previous. Because in every Monster Hunter game up till now, you basically had a double sets for both male and female. Alpha, set A would look different from B. B would look different from A. And then, of course, going from male to female, they had their own differences. Here, they basically gave you access to both the male and the female, which, sure, fine. I can respect that. They want you to be able to... Because I will admit, some armor sets that were on one gender could have looked just as good on the other one. So that's fine, but in bringing the alpha and beta differentiation back from World after Rise had done away with it with just a one set per monster rule, they brought back the alphas and betas, but didn't even bother to make the actual armors look any different from each other. Not other than a lazy palette swap of certain colors. Mind you, I have custom colors on, so you're not seeing it on my model. But if you look at the Chatucabra set here, you'll notice there's orange there, blue there, which of course doesn't mean anything considering the fact that you can change the colors on those parts of the armors anyway. So they took what was perfectly fine in World and utterly gimped it to an inexcusably lazy degree. Speaking of laziness, the game was released unfinished. Like, Monster Hunter World had all of the base stuff checked, marked, and ready to go. It's like you had your base story with all its monsters, you had your final boss with its big, epic monster, and you got shit out of it. Whereas in Wilds, they released the game in an inexcusably unfinished state, just like Rise. And unlike Rise, you don't have the excuse of COVID to let it go. So, yeah, the final boss in this game was basically released to be fought once, and it took months until they finally brought him back, allowed him to be fightable in high rank. I do recommend trying the game. You haven't played in a while, but I don't know where you last left off in the series. So if it was like Monster Hunter 4 or something, well, you're definitely going to be in for a shock with how much more fluid the gameplay is. And I've been enjoying the combat, all things considered. It's definitely a more fluid game than the old 3rd and 4th gen games, especially more so compared to the first game. So in terms of quality of life and combat movement, that's where the game shines the most, and the monster variety is certainly cool. And the location variety, to an extent, is also fine, even though I think the last couple of maps on the right side kind of are inexcusably too small. Like the Scarlet Forest and the Wyvern Plains are honestly like the two largest and most in-depth maps in the whole game, and everything else is just smaller and smaller. There is one monster here that I really like called Jin Dahad. Basically, he took every issue I had with the big monsters in World and Iceborne and said, okay, all the bullshit from that doesn't exist here. Have fun. So, of my frame of reference, of the games that I've played, I have been enjoying it, at least from the combat side of things, but everything else I'm like, give or take, depending on what it is, especially in comparison to World, which, again, had its own issues, namely the copy-paste weapons, which they addressed in Wilds, but then just repeated the problem when it came to the armors. So it just seems that Capcom has a weird policy of fix one thing in the next game, break another thing in the next game, and then revolve the door from there. So it's like, really, can't you just do everything correctly instead of intentionally fucking up something that wasn't fucked up? But anyway, that's all stuff that I've repeated over and over again over the course of my playthrough. And you just missed me fighting Raidao, one of the newer monsters. This King Ghidorah-looking wyvern right here, minus the 3 heads, shoots lightning from the horns on his head. I just fought him. I only planned on doing it once, because, well, that was all there was to him. And then I was going to come back later with some more Zenless, because I was not done with that game. Well, I probably won't technically be done with that game anytime soon, but basically I did everything I set out to do in Wilds today, so I'm basically done with it right now. So I'm going to take a break and go back to Triple Z. I do admit I have a Twitch channel, but I've neglected it for a long time, so if ever Zenless gives me a break where I'm not scrambling to try and show off story stuff and get stuff, I might go and turn on the Twitch and either show off grinding on this game or other games that I haven't played in a while but would like to play again, that I've technically beaten, but, you know, here on YouTube, but don't want to just play it again, you know what I mean, on here, and just play it there casually on Twitch, so. Copy and paste cosmetics is a common issue in Asian games. There will be cosmetic named X and another named Y. Pal swap the same model. That's the thing, though. In Monster Hunter World, yeah, you had armors that in terms of style were the same, but there was at least some visual differentiation. Like, look up the armor set for Savage Devil Joe in Iceborne. Basic has a very similar theme to its look, but the alpha and beta sets, all the same, still look considerably different. The alpha had a bit of a biker coat look to it. The beta had a busty that had the beta, and I'm talking about the female characters, to be specific. The beta version of Savage Joe had a corset that made her even bustier than the other sets did. The Valhazak armor set had a very Ringwraith-like look to it, with the armor covered in like shredded, with a shredded cloak. And this is the male version. Whereas the beta had the cloak removed, and you saw what the armor set looked like underneath. Or hell, in the case of the female version of Valhazak, where the alpha version looked like a tattered witch uniform, and then the beta kind of looked like a gothic evening dress. So there was still variety between that. Whereas here in Wilds, they just said, fuck it, just who cares? Variety, who cares? Just the same thing anyway. So they had a precedent, and then they just went and downgraded it, and so that's my problem with it. And I preface also, I'm a pretty recent player to Monster Hunter. I started with World way back in 2018. Then I got into Rise, and then I double backed into Generations Ultimate to get a taste of what the old style of Hunter games were. At the very least, Gen 4th, anyway. Although you could argue that 4 kind of gets folded under with 3rd and 2nd for the most part. Whereas 1, Yeah, one was kind of all over the place. So it's kind of like an issue of, why copy and paste so blatantly when you had everything figured out in the last game previous? That's basically my issue. Especially if it was like, okay, this wasn't a problem before, so why is it a problem now? You know what I mean? And speaking of which, yeah. As far as I know, in the older games, you had a weapon for basically every of every type for every monster. Whereas in World and onwards, it's like you're even lucky to find a weapon that you want for the monster you're interested in. Like Railgun, the electric dragon monster I just fought. He doesn't even have a great sword to his name. It's just a long sword for him. And I think a lance too. I think he had. Did he? Yeah, he has a charge blade. But it's like of the 3 weapons that I wish he had, great sword, switch axe, and dual blades. Like, nope, he doesn't have weapons to those. So it's like, okay, why didn't you do that either? But so yeah, the game's good. It's just to me, it just doesn't have as much going for it as the previous game did. Minus Rise. A lot of the problems I have with Rise kind of carried over into Wilds, but it's still a decent game, and I recommend it. But do temper your expectations a bit if you're an older gen hunter. Basically, the best parts of it is the more fluid combat and how a lot of monsters move. So we still have the summer update coming up. We already had the spring update, which gave us Mizutsune, which a lot of people were mixed about because Mizutsune was in Rise. So why would you bother with him? Also, Gormagala came back in both Rise and Wilds, but honestly, he was done far. Honestly, I think I enjoyed fighting him more in Rise because he could be because all of his versions existed, and you could. Actually, no. He was he fightable everywhere? I could have sworn Gormagala could be fought anywhere in Rise. I can't remember. I haven't played that game in so freaking long. But currently, he's only fightable in the Ice Shard Cliffs and the Ruins. And he wasn't available in the Ruins in the base game. So it's like, okay, this walking virus of a dragon you'd think would be the perfect invader, like he was in his debut. Now, just one map. So yeah, Mizutsune was added a month ago, and he's okay. They added some Soul Seer aspects to his fighting style, which is interesting. And we're supposed to get Legiacris back at long last with the summer update in about a couple of months. How I honestly forget when. Did they ever give a date when they were planning to drop the summer update? I don't know. I forget. I don't know, and I don't care. But either way, it's coming. Old Laggy will be coming back finally. I would have liked them to have brought back the underwater combat, since we don't have the Wii's controls to worry about anymore. But hopefully in the next game they'll bring it back instead of just leaving it forgotten about. But anyway, that was basically Arch-Tempered. I'm Arch-Tempered Railgun, so I'm basically done. Just wanted to give you an update, Lemon, before I called it quits from Wilds for now. I have a whole playthrough already saved on my channel if you want to watch that. But I'm basically done with this game for today, and I'm gonna go take a break and come back later with Zenless. So, Arch-Tempered Railgun, he's okay. I'm still when it comes to his armor set, not something I personally care about. Oh, look, a sandstorm's coming. So,
I can't see past my whiskers. I got some materials too. Check your field pouch.
yes, Alma, you've mentioned the pouch a million fucking times. So, I'm basically done with the wilds for right now. I'll come back when something else comes around that will demand my attention. But Arch-Tempered Radal, good. Liked them. On the armor. Much like how I was with the default version. And speak of the devil, he's back in the region. He always shows up when the sandstorm happens, usually. So, I'm basically done here. I'm gonna go take a break and come back later with Triple Z. So, I'll see you around for that one.